When you purchase an item, eBay keeps a record of that purchase. This record can be easily and conveniently accessed through the My eBay page. This will be especially useful when you want to compare prices, compare sellers, or if you want a virtual receipt for your purchase. To access the items you've purchased, go to My eBay and go to One Purchased. You'll be taken to this view. In this view, you'll see at the very top cases. Now, these are any cases that you may have opened with eBay to resolve a challenge with a seller. So, for example, if you haven't received an item, you might open a case saying, I haven't received my merchandise. Or if the item's not as described, you might open a case for that. I generally have great experience with sellers, and I have almost never had an issue with receiving an item, so I generally don't have cases. That's why my cases section is empty. You'll see buying reminders right here, which reminds me that I have to pay for an item. I have an item that needs to be paid for, and that I also have 2 items that need feedback. If I scroll down, I can also see the different filters of items I've won and purchased, the very first one being all the items, and I can see a list here. Also, items that need to be paid. So I have an item that I haven't paid for, but I did purchase it on eBay, and you can see that I need to make payment on that item. Items that have been shipped. So here's a seller that's sold me a pin, and the sterling pin has been shipped out. Here's the tracking number for the item. It also gives me the estimated delivery date, and I put a little note here to remind myself that I needed to buy a gift box for that item. You can see that the item's been paid for with PayPal on November 30th, and the seller has shipped the item out, plus the seller left me positive feedback. All that information can be garnered right here with these little icons that you see here. Over here, I can leave feedback with this button, or there's more actions available, including reviewing the order details, contacting the seller, resolving a problem with the seller, viewing my PayPal payment. If I perhaps marked the item as paid, let's say I intended to mail a check but I forgot to, or I was going to pay but I didn't, I can unmark the payment as sent. I can also view other items from the seller, or there's additional options here as well. Then you can see all the items that need to receive feedback. So if I haven't left feedback, there's a filter for that too. So over here, you can see the items that have not yet been paid and I haven't left feedback for. I can go ahead and add a note. This is an additional feature that's on eBay. I can add a note right here. Be sure to give Cody the second protector when it arrives, because there's 2 of them. And then I can save the note, and as you see here, the notes that I make on the listing are saved along with it. Now, these are not seen by anybody else. The seller doesn't see them. They're only seen by me. Once I've completed a purchase and I've made it and everything's great and wonderful, I can go ahead and check here and I can delete it off my list. Let's say I'm no longer interested in seeing it on my list. I can take it off the list as well. You can go ahead and use this great tool on eBay as a way of organizing your eBay listing purchases, things that you've won, and reminding yourself when to pay and when to leave feedback for items that you've won and bought on eBay.